Guys, so in this video, I'm going to remove the door card off my driver's side door so I can get access to the lock, and I'm going to rebuild that in a separate video. Then I'm going to put the door card back on again. Check out the description for a link to a PDF that accompanies this video, with steps and pictures on how to do what I do. Let's get started. You only need two tools to get this job done, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and something to pry with like a knife. This video is broken down into 4 main parts: removing the trim pieces, removing the door card, reinstalling the door card, and then reinstalling the trim pieces. The first thing we need to do is remove the 3 trim pieces. Start with the lock knob, simply unscrew it and put it to the side somewhere safe. Next, you need to remove and disconnect the power mirror switch. I found this easiest to do by prying from the top corner. If you can free the corner, the rest of the switch will pop out on its own. Now you have to disconnect the switch. There's a small latch on there, no need to open it. Just pull the switch module and the connector apart. It's a little stubborn, but there's no tricks here. And the last trim piece is here around the door latch. Gently slide it backwards and pull it out. The clips on the backside of these are pretty fragile and break pretty easy. Now we can remove the door card. Note that I have my window rolled all the way up before going forward. There's 3 screws and 9 nylon trim retainers that hold the door card to the door. We'll start with the screws. In the power mirror switch cavity, you'll find the first screw. Grab your number 2 Phillips and carefully remove this screw. You don't want to drop it inside the hole. Next, you'll need to remove the 2 screws that are underneath the armrest, again using the number 2 Phillips. These screws are quite long and pretty tight. After that, we can remove the armrest by sliding it forwards and lifting it off. The picture here shows where the clips are to give you an idea of where to pull. You can also find the picture in the printout. Check out the link in the description. With all 3 screws removed, we can pry the door card off. There are 9 nylon clips called trim retainers that are holding the panel to the door. You can use a tool to free these clips, but it's not too hard to do with your bare hands. But before you try and lift the card off, check that all 9 retaining clips are actually free. Lift the bottom end like I do here. To remove the door card, just pull it upwards from the top, lifting it off, and it should slide out. With the door card removed, you just need to pull back this moisture barrier to get access to the lock or the window mechanisms. Now that the door card is off, you might be interested in some of these other videos. Now, refitting the door card is the same as taking it off, but of course in reverse order. The door card needs to slide into these 5 clips just below the window. Place the card in generally the right spot and push down along the top to slide it back into the grip of these 5 clips. Adjust as needed until the card is correctly aligned. I had to slide mine forward a bit. You definitely want to make sure it's properly aligned before you attempt to push the retaining clips back in, or you run the risk of breaking one like I did on my first try. Before going forward, you'll need to feed the power mirror switch connector out through its hole. With your door card correctly aligned and the mirror switch connector routed out of its hole, unlike it is here, go ahead and refasten all 9 trim retaining clips by pressing them back in. Mount the armrest by lowering the clip on the bottom side into its hole on the pocket and sliding it backwards. There's also a hooked bracket near the top of the armrest by the switch hole, which should hook around into the back side of the door card. Fasten the 2 screws on the underside of the armrest. I suggest starting with the one closer to the front of the car. Fasten the screw behind the power mirror switch. It's the shortest of the 3 screws. With all 9 of the retaining clips and the 3 screws fully fastened, we can reinstall the trim pieces. Gently slide this trim piece forward and inwards. Connect the power mirror switch and then press the switch back into place. And lastly, screw the door lock knob back on. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you found this video useful, please like, comment, and subscribe.